Time now for this hour's car review. Mr. Mars has the 2024 Nissan Z NISMO.
That you happen to have sitting in the driveway.
Well, I know, and it'll be a couple of weeks before I get to that review. So you're going to kind of do the preview review.
I'm going to do the preview review.
Don't look at his paper.
So the 2024 Nissan Z NISMO. Now, this is the 7th generation of the Z car. You know, it started out as the 240Z, went through several different numbers as they changed it, and they finally just said, the heck with that. We're going to get smart. It's just a Z. And it's a NISMO. It comes in 3 different packages. You can get a Sport, a Performance, or the Z NISMO. Now, the Sport and the Performance standard with a 6-speed manual transmission. But if you want an automatic, they'll give you the 9-speed automatic with no charge. Now, the Z NISMO that we're going to be talking about
Wait a minute. No charge. No extra charge.
No extra charge, excuse me. Yes. No upcharge. No, you don't have to pay extra to get the automatic. And then the Z NISMO that we're going to be talking about, you can only get that in an automatic. This is a 2-passenger car. It's very track-oriented. It's got the classic Z styling. So it's got the really long hood, the short deck in the back of it, and it sits low to the ground. And it's got the heritage-inspired LED headlights and tail lights. Got the daytime running lights on it. All of it's LED, automatic on and off. It's got the NISMO front and rear fascia. I mean, this is specific to the NISMO brand. You can't get it on the other 2 models. The side sills, the rear spoiler, the heated outside mirrors, they're all styled in a NISMO styling, if you will. And it's got some exclusive NISMO 19-inch lightweight aluminum wheels.
I'd like you to try to describe the NISMO style.
He just did.
I did. It's sleek.
Okay, just check it.
Low.
Yeah, it's sleek and
like
low.
me. It's the Don Armstrong NISMO styling.
That's not on a tow truck.
Or Ray styling,
exactly.
as it were.
Now, on the inside of it, it's got again, very track-oriented. It's got the NISMO Recaro seats in it, and it's also got a special NISMO steering wheel. It's all got a red push-button starter that I really like. The little start button, it's red. It's like, you know, hit this button, but don't do it after you get going. It's got aluminum trim on the pedals. It's got a digital 12.3 digital meter display. Now, we used to call that a gauge package. And that's where you're going to find your drive computer. You've got all kinds of things like the G meter, the programmable shift lights in there. And then on top of the dash, there's a 3-bay gauge cluster that gives it that real sporty trick looking that, you know, this is a race car kind of look. Now, it's also got a 9-inch touchscreen down below that, and that's where you're going to find all your convenience controls like your nav system and the Nissan Connect infotainment system. And you're going to control your 6-speaker Bose audio system with active noise cancellation from there as well. Now, you get up under the hood, and it's got a 3.0-liter V6 turbocharged. Now, the regular to the standard Sport and Performance have 400 horsepower, but the Z has 20 plus. So it's 420 horsepower, 384 pound-feet of torque with a 9-speed automatic transmission. And I will say the thing I like about this car, when you get ready to shift it with a paddle shifter, a lot of times you hit the shift and it'll take it 3 or 4, maybe even 600 RPM for the shift to actually happen. Well, this one, you tell it to shift, it's going to shift. You're not going to go, you can hit the red line without going over it very much at all. Now, this EPA says you should expect to get 17 miles to the gallon in the city, 24 on the highway, 19 combined. Now, I will say, and I took a picture of it, over the 282 miles that I drove it, I got a 26.1
You took
average.
a picture of it because you thought you were going to lie to us and say something else.
Yeah, it took me a lot of time to get this done. Now, ride and handling, it is track. It's very firm. It's got a very track-like steering on it, so it's very responsive, particularly when you put it into the sport mode that it has. And it's got the NISMO suspension, so it's a little rougher, and it sits a little bit lower. And it does have a larger brakes on it. The disc on the brakes are much larger. It's got low seating, so when you're setting down in this thing, particularly after you get in it with the Recaro seats, the blind spots on the pillars, to me, are considerably bigger because of the slope on the roof and stuff. It just seems like there are bigger blind spots. Now, base model for one of these is $42,992, which is not bad. But the base trim price for the Z NISMO is $64,990. Now, as tested, our car had a few little options on it, so it pushed it up to $68,690. Wow. Look for something to compare it to. The Toyota GR Supra starts at $46,440. BMW 2 Series is $38,400. And just for the fun of it, I threw in the Mustang because, as far as I'm concerned,
you didn't throw in the Corvette?
No. I threw in the Corvette because I was thinking, the Mustang, because as far as I'm concerned, it's a two-seater. Ain't nobody could sit in the back seat of that thing. And it starts at $30,920.
Wow.
And that's my review of the 2024 Nissan Z NISMO. And I'm really interested to see what you got to say about it in a few weeks.
That'll be 2 weeks.
He's gonna whatever Mike said last week. That's it.
Actually, give me that. You've already done the homework. I'll just take that. And
Take all the notes.
I'll take all the good stuff out of it. I got some.